So there is this vibrational escrow that is being created out of the contrast that you are living. And you have created a vision of a relationship that is phenomenal. And when you allow yourself the opportunity to go with the flow to that relationship, you will know it when you find it. And when you find the relationship that is a vibrational match to what's been waiting for you over there, not only will you know it as all the bells and whistles go off, as it sort of feels like in the infatuation that you're talking about, but it will be an enduring experience, because the sensation of the relationship will continue to expand. In other words, once inside the relationship, you will continue to add to it, and as you go with the flow, you will continue to keep up with it. So one of two things could be happening that could be tripping you up. One of the things that happens, it's a very common thing, is that you have created this magnificent vibrational escrow, but by virtue of the drums you are beating and so on, you're not staying up to speed with your own vision that you've created. But your impatience, because there are aspects about the relationship that you're wanting, your impatience about having a relationship causes you to move forward toward relationships, even though the universe has not yet yielded to you the one that you're really reaching for. And so it is always going to have great potential of eventually dissatisfying you, because it isn't the one that you were ultimately on your way to. The thing that we want you to hear, and this is so important, we can feel the power of your desire, and we really want you to get this. There's nothing wrong with having a relationship on the way to a relationship, 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 because that's how you create the relationship that you're looking for. You can't just be born and say, I know what I want about anything. You have to have exposure to the experience. And so each one of those heartbreaking relationships may be more heartbreaking for them than it is for you. But those heartbreaking relationships, what's happening is you are getting clearer about what you want. And so now the question is, what are you doing about coming into vibrational alignment with what it is that you do want? Talk to us. What is it about? You say, I don't want to keep finding flaws. And what we want you to feel is that when you know what you want and you're seeing the absence of it, if you are really productively benefiting inside of a relationship, on your way to a better one, on your way to a better one, on your way to the ultimate one that you are looking for, when you find a flaw, you just realize that that's part of the contrast. And in that finding of the flaw, you try not to focus on it. You try to diffuse it. You try to look for positive aspects. So you turn in the stream in the midst of that relationship. And when you are able to do that, it isn't that the universe is now going to hold you in this relationship. It's that what you're doing as you pre-pave down the road is get one that is more in keeping with what you're really looking for. Did you follow all of that? Mm-hmm. It's a little tricky, because one day we were talking with a woman, and she said, as we were using different terminology, we weren't talking about the stream, but we were asking her to look for the positive aspects of this partner that she had left behind. And she said, Abraham, you're misunderstanding me. I don't want him back. I don't even want to have lunch with him. And we said, we're not asking you to look for his positive aspects to attract him back. We're asking you to look for his positive aspects to close your gap, to go with the flow, to line up with what you've got in vibrational escrow. To ask any person to be everything that you need is asking way too much. But to ask another, this is what we see as an ideal relationship. Someone who has a majority of things that I easily feel at ease with, things I like. Not someone who satisfies me on every single level, because expansion is fun, but someone with whom I can easily be comfortable. Someone who, like me, understands that she is an expanding being, who is eager about life and eager about expanding and willing to keep up with who she is becoming. What happens in most relationships is you come together in that beginning, in that hopeful connected state. In other words, you're looking for the positive aspects in each other, wanting to see what you want to see. And when you want to see what you want to see, you've closed your gap. So here's two people who have closed their gap, who are vibrationally in alignment with source, coming together. And oh, does that ever feel good? And then, like most people, you then see something that you don't like as much, and you separate yourself from you. And then you hold the other responsible for the less good way you feel, because you felt good till you saw that, and you hold them responsible for that thing you saw. And now you think, I must go somewhere else and find someone where that is not present. And we say, then you better get out of town too.
It follows.
And off this planet, and we don't know where to send you. In other words, finally you have to decide, I'm the attractor of what I want, and I can attract it from anyone I want to attract it from. And then just pick the one that you think is the one you want and start attracting it.